starting lineup. Ryan Scott on the pole from Brownsburg, Indiana on the 10X. Dave Darland lines up alongside. He's won the first 2 midget mains from Lincoln, Indiana. Steve Lewis is 19. Second row, Bobby's son, Bobby in car number 4, won a heat earlier. That's the Platt Motorsports Ford. Steve Buckwalter from Royersford, Pennsylvania, in his own number 25. Row 3, Aaron Fike from Galesburg, Illinois, the McGladrian Pullen 32. J.J. Yaley in car number 9 from Phoenix, Arizona, one of the Steve Lewis beasts. The 4th row, Tracy Hines from Newcastle, Indiana, the Wilkie Pack Mopar, that's the 11. The 112 young Billy Weiss from Noblesville, Indiana, and Bill Weiss's machine. 5th row from Davenport, Iowa, Davey Ray and Jack Walker's number 10. Ryan Durst from Lincoln, Nebraska, and the Durst Motors 51. Row 6, Cole Carter from Brownsburg, Indiana, and the Carter Racing 7. And Shane Cottle from Kokomo in the Kevin Gross 86. Next row, Brandon Welty from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and Leroy Welty's 3. Critter Malone from Speedway, Indiana, in his own 7M. The 8th row, Corey Cruzman from Oakview, California, the HMK 2K car. Jay Drake from Valverde, California, and the Stuart Coons Mopar, that's the 71. Now the cars that make the show from the semi, the 9th row, the winner of the race, Brad Kuhn from Avon, Indiana, in his own number 20, and Teddy Beach in the 125 from Donaldsville, Ohio. Nick Lundgreen in the 40 car, Brad Paris from Brownsburg, Indiana, in the 36. The 11th row, Jerry Coons Jr. from Tucson, Arizona, Bob Parker's 24, and Kurt Mayhew from Roselawn, Indiana, in the 21K. We have a provisional starter, A.J. Fike from Galesburg, Illinois. On owner points, will start last in car number 69. Tracy Hines carrying our onboard camera.
This is going to be an interesting run. We heard Tracy Hines say that he was going to have to start deep in the field, but he's because they started this because of the point standings, he's only starting right behind J.J. Yaley, so he's got a fairly good starting position.
Shane Cottle in the 86 starts back outside row number 6 alongside Cole Carter. Behind Ryan Durst in the 51. Should be a great battle up front. You've got Dave Darland on the outside of row 1 in one of the Steve Lewis cars. He won the first 2 midget mains in this series. J.J. Yaley just 7 points out of the points lead back in 6th. If he can double dip tonight, he'll be the first USAC driver to ever win 15 national races before the end of June. We're green and going at Limaland on speed.
You can see already 3 and 4 abreast as they go through turn number 1. Remember, Ryan Scott in that 10-car ran very well in his heat race, and although he's running second right now, still runs that bottom groove and runs it pretty well.
Dave Darland is your early leader, and to the bottom, the 10X machine, Ryan Scott grabs the top spot as we ride with Hines.
Hines goes up to the top of the racetrack. Now we're actually right in the middle of the racetrack. Ooh, Bobby East almost got into that other car as he got hit a little slick spot, lit up the racetrack.
Darland is still leading, but Aaron Fike is right behind him. Bobby East trying to find running room back there. And caution on the speedway. A couple of cars have tangled. Teddy Beach, one of them over in turn 2. Gary Coons Jr. in the 24s. Back at Limaland, 2 laps are complete. Ready for a restart. They'll line up single file. Darland, Ray, Aaron Fike, Steve Buckwalter, and Billy Weiss, your top 5 as we get set to go.
Yeah, we're going to ride along with Tracy Hines back there. You can see everybody's really kind of searching to see exactly where the racetrack is. They're running 1, 2, 3 wide right there. A lot of guys on the very bottom, but Hines went right to the top.
Without a turn 4, lead belongs to Garland. Second spot belongs to the 10X of Ryan Scott, who was the pole sitter. Steve Buckwalter in the 25 is third, and here comes Fike.
And you can see Tracy Hines went right down to the bottom that last time. It's getting to be a couple of ruts down there in that bottom. You can see these midgets as they hit those things jumping around just a little bit down here in 1 and 2.
Big move by Davey Ray from the Quad Cities in that white number 10 with the blue numbers. He's up to third now as we ride with Hines.
Look at this. Hines and Yaley battling back there. Yaley trying that top groove too, but so far hasn't been able to do much of it up there.
Bobby East, some contact in turn 2. Brandon Weldy. One car stops. That's A.J. Fike, who's come to a stop out of turn 2. And we will get a caution flag.
Yeah, he started in his provisional. He started dead last, so when all that melee happened up in front of him, he just kind of had to get on the brakes so hard the engine died, really. Couldn't keep it going.
Take a look at what happened. They bunched up in 2.
Yeah, the cars that started when Bobby East got into Yaley up there, and then he kind of chugged along there, and everybody else came along trying to keep going. And A.J. Fike was just kind of the last guy in that line in that chain reaction, and he's the one who ended up stopping on the racetrack.
Let's take a look at our upcoming United States Auto Club schedule here on Speed. Saturday night, the USAC Silver Crown Warriors go to the 3/4 mile Richmond International Raceway. You'll see it at 6 o'clock Eastern only here on Speed. And then July 4th, we'll be at Pikes Peak International Raceway in Fountain, Colorado. A triple header, the Midgets, the Sprint Cars, and the Silver Crown Machines. A July 4th special at Pikes Peak. And you'll see the broadcast July 26th here on Speed. July 11th, the USAC Sprint Cars are in action at Toledo Speedway in Toledo, Ohio. A very fast half mile. It's been facelifted and refurbished in the last couple of seasons. A great little racetrack. If you're in the Toledo area, be sure and get your tickets. July 12th, the USAC Sprint Cars move to our home track, Indianapolis Raceway Park. And then July 24th, the USAC Sprints, Valvoline Indiana Sprint Speed Week, Lawrenceburg Speedway in Indiana. And you'll see it live July 24th. Dave Darland has the restart pole. Ryan Scott starts in second spot. That's Darland in the 19th. Third belongs to Davey Ray. Aaron Fike restarts fourth. We're back underway. 25 to go.
Davey Ray started back in 9th position and moved his way all the way up to 3rd. So he's probably the guy that's passed more than anybody else on the racetrack right now.
Riding with Tracy Hines back at about 10th spot. Bobby East right in front of him in that red number 4. National points leader in the midget division.
It looks like everybody's trying to run the bottom of the racetrack. Hardly anybody went to the top. It's a lot easier, a lot harder in a midget to run the top than it is in a sprint car. A sprint car, they got huge, huge tires, and they knock all the dust off. When everybody's running on the bottom of the racetrack like that, you can see all the marbles get up near the top. And if you're the only guy up there keeping that dusted off, it's very difficult to keep it dusted off.
J.J. Yaley in the white number 9 on the move, trying to get to the front. Billy Weiss there in the 112 right with him, 16 years old. Bobby East is back there.
Guy's running in a pretty tight pack. Bobby East still searching a little bit as he's trying to run the bottom of the racetrack. Yaley, meanwhile, up about in the middle of the racetrack.
Top 3. Yaley with 5 midget wins this season. There are the tracks he's scored the victories at. Darland is your leader. Ryan Scott is second. Davey Ray is third. Aaron Fike is fourth. On the move, though, is Steve Buckwalter. He's just taken fourth away from Fike. Yaley back in 6th where he started. Tracy Hines on the high side back in 9th behind Bobby East.
Yeah, Yaley's kind of settling into a little bit of a groove now. He's going in pretty high and then coming back down across the racetrack, trying to use that banking to get a shot down the straightaway.
Top 2 have started to pull away. Ryan Scott is second behind Dave Darland. If you're Darland and you've won 2 in a row and you've got clean racetrack in front, you've got to think, hey, I got this thing going my way.
Well, right now, he's just worried about trying to stay on that bottom, keep the fastest groove all his. And right now, he's not going to move off the bottom. Until somebody goes around him, he's going to be hugging those inside tires, believe me.
Watching from Tracy Hines' vantage point, that is Yaley's white tail tank up ahead a couple of spots. Take a look at Tracy working the wheel.
You can see he's running the high side. He likes that high side. He's going to stay up there. He's making a little bit of progress now as he gets around Billy Weiss, and it looks like he's running a little bit better up there than Yaley is right now.
Darland continues to lead. Yaley's up to 5th, and Hines on the high side. They're working on Davey Ray. They're going to get by him.
See, he had a big run on Yaley then, but Yaley slid up in front of him. He had to actually get out of the throttle, get on the brakes in order to keep him running into Yaley down that straightaway.
And that'll kill your momentum, which is what you're playing when you're working the high side. We're halfway, 15 to go.
Yeah, the high side is definitely the toughest place to run, but if you're working good, that's the place you got to go. See, Yaley's using the high side going in and then touch down across the banking coming off, and he's made that work for him fairly well. But Tracy, this is where he gets a big run on him, but he just can't get by. Now that he goes down, tries to give him a slide job, and does get in front of him momentarily, but then when he slides up coming off, he only goes back around him. That's right.
Yaley makes the pass good, but here comes Hines, who's very good off of 2 down the backstretch.
You can see Hines, you know, he's a little bit faster. Now then they're going to try that move again. He got to the inside of Yaley. Now Yaley chops him off to the inside. Those guys using every bit of this racetrack, top to bottom.
That's why we love the midgets on dirt. This is for 4th spot here at Limaland. Hines has it at the moment. See what Yaley can do as they come off of 4.
Well, those 2 guys, they battle like this a lot, time after time, lap after lap.
Young veterans, they are on the move. Hines now in 3rd. Make it 4th spot. 10 to go. Darland is your leader. Ryan Scott is 2nd. Steve Buckwalter is 3rd. This is for 4th. Here's Darland. He's on cruise control for the moment anyway.
3 in a row. and he certainly does not want to see a yellow. He hopes this thing keeps on going, because right now he's got a little bit of a lead, and he doesn't want to give that away by having a yellow flag.
Ryan Scott continues to run unchallenged in second. Steve Buckwalter out of Pennsylvania runs in third.
Steve Buckwalter doing a great job running the third spot.
Just about to say kind of unheralded, but really turning in a strong run tonight. Action a little deeper. This is for 10th. Billy Weiss in the 112, the red car, trying to hold off the 86 there of Shane Cottle from Kokomo. 9th, 10th, and 11th in play. Nick Lundgreen is there in that green and white car, as you might suspect.
Yeah, Davey Ray has faded after that terrific start. He's faded back into that battle for the 10th spot, so he's having a little bit of trouble as the race wears on.
Noticed as though it seemed as though the car just was bogging down for him on the bottom. We get a caution flag. There's been a spin, I believe. It's the Fike machine. A.J. Fike has spun again in turn 2. So the caution waves here at Limaland. If you're new to short track racing, USAC Midget and Sprint Car Racing, caution laps do not count. We hold at 23 laps complete, 7 to go in our Midget main tonight here at Limaland. We're going to take the opportunity to grab a quick timeout. Dave Darland has led all the way, grabbing the lead on lap number 1. As they prepare to push start, A.J. Fike's machine over and going. Limaland, green flags in the air. Dave Darland takes him down into turn 1. Can he build that lead again? Here comes Tracy Hines.
See, that's what you don't want. Look at that. Scott got a chance to get in right in under him, almost bumped the left rear wheel. And while those guys are battling up there, Hines is on the outside making hay.
6 to go. Darland opens up 2 car lengths on Ryan Scott, but he's got Steve Buckwalter right there, and Hines is whistling up on the high side. Ride with Tracy here.
Tracy Hines went up there. He's dusted that top groove off all by himself. Now that you can see Yaley's up there helping him out. The more cars that run up there, the better that groove is going to get on the top. And believe me, right now without radios, Dave Darland has no idea he's up there until he pulls up the side of him here in a minute.
They got the 5 to go sign last time by. Should be 3 to go next trip around. And Tracy Hines may have something going here. Yaley's up to 4th. Ryan Scott trying to put a wheel inside Darland for the lead.
First 3, 4 cars all just very close to each other, especially as they get through the corners. Hines, he just can't quite muster something up there. The big thing that's going to happen here is the guy that doesn't make a mistake is going to win this race. If anybody makes a mistake, they're going to fall back.
Darland should be seeing the white flag next time by as they work down the backstretch here. Tracy Hines going for 2nd spot on Ryan Scott. White flag is in the air. Can Dave Darland win his 3rd straight USAC National Midget main, part of the Mopar Buckeye Nationals? Hines in that Mopar powered 11. One last charge into 3. Darland down low in the 19, the white car. Here's Hines as they come to the line. It'll be Dave Darland has won 3 in a row in the USAC National Midgets. Hines takes 2nd. Ryan Scott is 3rd. J.J. Yaley 4th. Bobby East unofficially comes home in 5th spot. So Yaley does not score another national win tonight. Instead, Dave Darland, I think another statement by Dave Darland that he's got a lot of good racing left in him.
Yeah, but he better be real thankful this wasn't a 33-lap race, let me tell you, because Tracy Hines was on the move slowly but surely. It was probably going to take him another lap or 2, but boy, he was coming on.
Dave Darland, of course, a regular driver for Steve Lewis's team for several years, has only run occasionally for the team this year, but he's certainly shown them a lot the last couple of nights.
Well, you know, he's a veteran. He's been doing this. He's really a sprint car veteran. That's where he started. That's where he ran most of his career. When he got this ride with Lewis a couple of years ago, everybody thought, well, you know, maybe he can't do this midget thing, but he's proved them wrong.
He turned in a great drive tonight. Dave Argerbright with our winner.
Well, 3 in a row for Dave Darland. You started out this season not really sure of your position here in the midget ranks. Is this a statement, 3 straight feature wins?
Well, I don't know. You know, every time I drive this car, they give me a great car to run. You know, Bob East back in the pits and Kelly Drake, they give me a great car, and Steve Lewis and you know the thank you. The Team ASC Ford B's car ran great tonight again, and you know, we're just happy to be here in Victory Lane again.
I don't know if you had eyes in the back of that helmet, but boy, could you hear Tracy Hines coming?
Oh, I could definitely hear her and see every once in a while somebody. I didn't know who it was, and I just knew that you know, we was pretty good around the bottom, but we was just a little bit too tight on some of the holes, and I knew that somebody was there, and I knew there would be all night, so we just had to not screw up, get down there and stay there, and it worked out good.
Well, he did a flawless job straight to Victory Lane, guys.
So Dave Darland scores his third consecutive USAC National Midget Feature victory, part of the Mopar Buckeye Nationals. Tracy Hines comes home second. Ryan Scott grabs third ahead of Yaley and Bobby